Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Money, Real Business podcast. I'm Lauren, and today we have Mark on the show. He's selling an Amazon FBA business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Hey Mark, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really glad to have you on the show. Thanks for taking the time to come on. I'm really looking forward to learning more about your business. But before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of it. This is an Amazon FBA business created in June 2016 in the home and occasions and gifts niches. The average revenue for the business is $301,384 per month, and it makes an average of $76,123 per month in net profit. The assets included with the business are an Amazon Seller Central account with 115 SKUs, primary and secondary domains, contractor relationships, supplier relationships, trademarks, and Facebook and Instagram social media pages and accounts. Please note that inventory is not normally included in the list price, but further details can be provided to verified buyers. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 60513 to learn more about this business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that we know more about the business, let's hear from the seller. Mark, can you fill us in on your background in starting and running online businesses?
Yeah, sure. So I started back in 2012. I actually stumbled across Amazon while I was doing affiliate marketing. And I did a course and, I sourced my product from China. And at that point in time, I was selling a resistant tube band, the exercise bands.
Yeah.
And I put that up on Amazon. I think I was the third person to put up a resistance band. And from not knowing what I was doing to making $10,000 a month within a month was quite amazing. So I started ordering more products and, that business took off and we actually ended up selling that business in 2017.
Fantastic. What was it about the FBA business model that attracted you?
It was hands off. We could, when we sold, I'm actually a chiropractor and we sold our chiropractic business and we took our 2-year-old and we actually ended up being in South Africa for about 8 months. And we took our little 2-year-old around Europe for 6 months until she really hit the terrible twos and we had to pack up and come home. But it sounds off, you order your products from, your suppliers, they hit FBA, and you just, spend your time, watching the numbers and marketing and, seeing the profit come in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great that you were able to travel like that as well. So when you sold your first FBA business, what inspired you to start this business with these particular products?
My business partner and I, we're very good at starting businesses. We enjoy the startup and kind of the drive to get that business to a certain point. Actually, as we were selling the other business, we started a new one, obviously, with different products. And we just kept going.
Fantastic. You've certainly experienced a lot of success with this business. What are the reasons that you've decided to sell it now?
I have actually started a new venture, a new software business, which I'm looking to expand and get off the ground. And my business partner has some other ventures that she's looking at, and we're just looking at, different opportunities.
Yeah, great. That's very exciting. So looking back on your journey with this FBA business, what would you say was your biggest win since starting the business?
Biggest win, I think, we were lucky when we sold the last business. We got a very good sale from that. And we were able to kind of like slingshot our products and really scale really fast with this current business. This is a really good experience, like building this account.
Yeah, certainly. The flip side of the coin, what would you say was your biggest setback or challenge?
I was thinking about that question. I wouldn't say anything really. The expectations of what happened during like the COVID bump where, the sales were off the charts, not really knowing what to expect when everything kind of came back to normal. I think everything kind of like back, I think it was July last year, 2021, where I think life resumed and everyone was like, oh, wait a minute, we can go back to the shops again. We don't have to buy everything online. Yeah, I think that was like, what do we do? Because, in 2020, it's like, we have to order so much for the holidays. I think that question was like July last year, like, what do we do for the holidays? Do we order as much as we did for 2020? Are people going to be in all the shops? Or are they going to be going to are they going to be shopping back at Target again? So I wouldn't say it was a setback or a challenge. It was just like, what do we do here? Because no one had, I guess, experienced that.
Yeah, absolutely. There was so much uncertainty. It was definitely hard to navigate. Switching now to talk about your traffic. Are you using PPC or listing description SEO to drive traffic to your listings?
Yeah, we are. We are using PPC. Actually, our ad spend to revenue ratio is about 5%. So we don't put a lot of attention on our ads, which I think, and the buyer would definitely capitalize a little more on that. A lot of our products are unique in the way that they have copyrights. Once the product is ready to sell, hits FBA, it ranks a lot quicker, and then we are able to turn off ads.
Awesome. And do you market on any other platforms like email marketing or social media?
No, we only do PPC.
Okay, cool. So what would you identify as the major opportunities for growth with this business?
Taking on to other marketplaces, we looked at, if I was to keep it, I would definitely build out the Shopify sites for the main brand and just focus on that, get email marketing going and build up that particular brand on the Shopify platform. And then we got approved for Walmart, which I'm actually just busy looking at adding the current SKUs to Walmart and just kind of moving forward with that. And then just looking at other opportunities where we could expand, probably, Amazon in Europe or UK, probably another area for growth.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of potential there. Can you walk us through what your supply chain looks like?
Yeah. Pretty straightforward. Most of our suppliers are in China. We haven't had any issues in the last 2 years from our suppliers. Everything has kind of moved forward like clockwork. Essentially, we have an independent contractor in China. We email her what we need. She contacts the suppliers. She gets the invoices together. We initiate the invoices. Production happens. She handles the shipment plan. Majority of stuff go in a container just because of the last 2 years of shipping rates. And then we actually have a staging warehouse in Florida where the containers come through, hit Florida, get unloaded into our staging warehouse where we drip feed inventory to FBA to minimize FBA storage fees. So that's our supply story.
Okay, fantastic. And how long does it usually take to replenish your inventory?
Typically, I've noticed production is 30, 40 days on the long side. I would say containers are about 2 to 3 months on the long side. So last year, I think it was about 5 months all in all, but I've noticed that lately it's come down quite a bit. And actually today, surprisingly, I got a shipping quote for $1 less per kg, which I think shipping prices are coming down as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic news. How often are you in contact with your suppliers?
Only when we need inventory. We keep our inventory pretty lean. Just in the last 2 years, I have been ordering a little bit more because I'm not quite sure, what's going to happen. So now that everything's kind of coming back to normal, we're reducing our amount that we order at certain times to keep that cash flow conversion pretty tight. But I would say, some suppliers we're, ordering once a quarter.
Okay, great. And do you have any inventory limits at Amazon warehouses?
No.
Okay, fantastic. So Mark, can you walk me through what a typical work week looks like for you when running this business?
Yeah. So my partner, she takes care of the Amazon day-to-day, the sponsored ads, sourcing new products, communication with our person in China. I would say probably roughly 15 to 20 hours a week, maybe, if that. I handle all the financials. I do all the profit analytics, making sure each one of the SKUs is profitable as they should be. I take care of the accounting and bookkeeping and that kind of side. So I run all the data, and then she does all the Amazon day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, good split. And do you have a team in place that helps you manage other areas of the business?
We have an independent contractor. She does some of the label making. When we need to send shipments to China, she does that. Actually, is pretty good with some videos. So if we need to do any videos for branding, she does those. That kind of work. And then we have a person that works at the staging warehouse. So he's just ready to receive the inventory and make sure when it's the holidays that we are pretty efficient with sending inventory to Amazon.
Perfect. It sounds like you've got a pretty streamlined process there.
Yeah, it's pretty hands-off. Don't have a big team. Even when we started the chiropractic practice, we had a very high-profit business, low overhead, and which we've kind of kept that kind of strategy with our first account and then even with this account. So we want to maximize the profit as best we can.
Yeah, absolutely. A good strategy, I think. With that in mind, what would you say are the biggest challenges that a buyer might face once they've taken over this business?
I don't think any challenges, really. I mean, we're actually still in contact with the guys that bought our previous account. I actually still chatted with them, I don't know, about a month ago. And we're talking, and he was like telling me about the business, and they've doubled the business since we sold it to them, which was awesome. And these guys knew nothing about FBA, like nothing. So we actually showed them how to sell on Amazon. And yeah, they're doing great. They're super happy.
That's wonderful to hear. Following on from that, how much support are you willing to offer the buyers of this business?
As much as they need. Like I said, we're still friends with the people that bought our previous business, actually friends with the people that bought our chiropractic business, actually still friends with bought our house 5 years ago. So, whatever support they need, we're happy to help. We want the business to succeed, obviously. Whatever support they would require, we would be happy to help.
Fantastic. I think buyers will love to hear that. When it comes time to actually negotiate the sale, would you be open to something like an earnout?
It would depend on the offer. I wouldn't say no, but an earnout typically requires a lot more, responsibility from the seller's part. So it would have to be a pretty strong offer.
Yeah, fair enough. And would you commit to a non-compete agreement?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, great. Well, Mark, given your success in the Amazon landscape, for any aspiring entrepreneurs who are listening in and are thinking about starting an Amazon business themselves, what advice would you give to them that you wish you knew when you first started?
Oh, that's a tough one. Make sure you're making good decisions with data from the beginning. Now, I think oftentimes someone who comes into selling on Amazon look at a lot of different shiny objects. And I think we could take a look at, the aggregator market currently, where, businesses were coming in and looking at, a business that has a very high ranking BSR product, and they come in and those aggregators want types of businesses. But if you've been selling on Amazon for any long period of time, you know that a business with products with high BSRs typically have a shorter shelf life because those products eventually show up on softwares like Jungle Scout, where they then become, after a period of time, the profit on those products go down. And I think that's what the aggregators are, noticing now, 18 months after the aggregator boom, where a lot of our products in our account, they're stable, they can't be copied. So I think, new people need to pay attention to what kind of products they're sourcing. Don't go after the shiny products that look amazing now. Have a think about what are they going to look like in 18 months? And then making sure you have enough cash flow to source enough products initially. And, don't be scared to go at it, I think.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice, and definitely something that I think a lot of new sellers overlook. So yeah, definitely fantastic advice. Well, Mark, that leads us into the final question of the interview, and probably the most important one, which is, if you had to put yourself into the shoes of a buyer, why do you think your business is a business worth buying?
I think our business is very stable. We have 115 SKUs, and what we've done with this account versus, say, the account that we sold before is, back in 2013, like I said, you could put on a resistant tube bands and be making, 20, 30,000 a month without even blinking. Where now I think you have to be a little more strategic when you're selling on Amazon. You can't come out and, sell a resistance tube band or whatever the latest product is, because eventually, someone's going to copy it and someone's going to, take away some of that traffic that you just, spent, $4 million on an account. Where our account, what we did is we made it a lot more stable, where those 115 products are all income-producing products. Obviously, there's a couple of products that, do some moonshots. But for most of the time, if something did happen to that one pillar, there's 115 other little pillars there. So it makes it a lot more stable business to buy versus something else. And I know, some of the questions we've had kind of in the past is like, oh, it's 115 products. That's a lot of things to manage. It's actually not, because, it's just there's just two of us managing that. And, you got the software behind it to make sure that the profit's there. It's really not much more work than having, a couple higher ranking products that could have the rug pulled out from underneath them.
Yeah, absolutely. A fantastic point, and definitely something to strive for. Diversification is key.
Yeah, that's what they do in the stock market.
Yeah, exactly. Mark, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners that I might have missed?
No, I think that's pretty good. I think we answered a lot of questions in there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming on and giving us a bit more insight into yourself and your business. It's been an absolute pleasure. I certainly learned a lot, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 60513. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.